Good morning. I'm Sandy Walden of Serenity, your Master Grief Coach and Master Grief Coach Trainer. Something I remember so very well, and that I hear from clients again and again and again, is that it's hard to remember what we're doing throughout the day, that it's incredibly hard to get through a book, that our interest in reading or watching TV has changed, and that we have a hard time following the thread, sometimes even of conversations. Someone might be talking to us or asking us questions, and it's really normal to say, "What was that? Would you repeat yourself?" Or to even lose our own train of thought. I want to let you know this is completely normal. It's normal. It's normal. Please don't beat yourself up. Understand this will get better, but it doesn't happen all at once. It's a little at a time. The truth is that when we are dropped into that place of deepest grief, most of us experience shock of some type to some extent. Even if it's a death we were expecting, it's not at all unusual. It's a way of our brain protecting us. I often think of it as being wrapped in cotton wool or being in the middle of a marshmallow. And I don't know why that comes to me, but sort of being in the middle of a marshmallow. Everything is muffled and it can be hard to see at the end. It can be hard to focus. We might hear something and not really hear it. It's one of the reasons why I do so many recordings and not as much writing. My personal experience and what I hear from many people is that they read and read and read and then have to go back and read it again because sometimes we can't digest it. Again, it's normal. It will get better, but not all at once. So I encourage you to write things down. Keep a pen and paper around. Ask someone to help you remember to write things down. Ask people to write things down for you. This can be something that might seem really simple, like how to work the remote control. I had instructions for quite a while. If it's something I don't use very often, I still have instructions. That has more to do with my brain than the grief because it's been 10 years. What tools do you need? What's going to help you? It was really helpful for me to ask people to please slow down in their speech, to repeat themselves, and then to mirror back to them. For instance, say someone was giving me directions to the grocery store. I wouldn't just take those directions in, I would repeat it back and say, "Have I got that right?" We might feel foolish doing this. I assure you, you're not. And the truth is, when we repeat back to somebody who's trying to help us, it helps them know how they can further support us. If I've got those directions to the grocery store all wrong, they know that I need to hear it in a different way. Maybe I need to have it written down. Maybe they need to draw something for me. Be kind to yourself and know that this will get better. We will once again be able to do some of those things. But it takes some time and it takes incredible patience and kindness to ourselves. For many of us, the self confidence has taken a huge hit and we're very judgmental about ourselves. I can remember thinking, "Holy cats, I've lost my mind because I can't read a book anymore." Or I could read snippets, but I couldn't remember it. It's come back. It didn't come back all at once, but it does come back. And I want you to know it's normal to have that fog and to be kind to yourself. It took a long time, and it does for many of us, to get our confidence back because things that once came so easily to us now are really difficult tasks and may take concentration that we didn't imagine. I encourage you to Go back to these very basic things again and again and again. Are you resting your body? Are you allowing your mind to just relax? And I know that's often easier said than done, which is why I so often encourage those slow, deep breaths, mindless TV. Often people will say that they are wasting their time because they're getting lost in mindless TV. Should I tell you how many hours I spent watching old sitcoms that simply made me laugh because I could forget the stresses and the worries for the moment? They didn't go away. They didn't go away, but I had a respite. That respite matters. Give yourself the time to feel something different. Give yourself a short grief vacation. Maybe it's for the 20 minutes or a half hour that a silly TV show is on. That's okay. Your brain needs that break. Susie says that the grief fog, it's hard to focus and hard when we've lost part of ourselves. I agree. At the same time, we will find those parts of ourselves in a different way. In a different way. She said, thanks for the reminder that we have changed and nothing will feel the same. You're right, Susie. We are changed. There's no doubt. But we're not done. We're not done. Our lungs are breathing our body. Our hearts are beating in our chest. And as much swirling is going on in our brains, those brain cells are working. So, this is a time for extreme kindness to ourselves. This is a time to understand, just as though we have a foggy day, eventually the sun will burn through. The same thing with us. But kindness matters, patience matters, asking people who care about us to help us through it, being brave enough to be vulnerable and say, I need some help. Help me figure out how to get to the grocery store. Help me figure out what I need from the grocery store. Can you help me look in the pantry or the refrigerator? And I know that might be an example that doesn't mean anything to many people. But do you understand what I'm saying? Those little things that once came as naturally to us as breathing in after we've breathed out are the things that make a big difference. That self confidence will come back. But it matters that we're kind to ourselves. I'm Sandy Walden from Serenity, your Master Grief Coach and Master Grief Coach Trainer. Today, I wish you a day of kindness and gentle healing. Namaste.